Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crochet Impossible. Today we are going to learn how to make this really beautiful Marquise-Lace Scarf. It is a free pattern by DMC, and you can find this on Ravelry.com, or if you want to, there is a link below in the description that you can click to. What you'll need is some type of medium weight yarn, either like a worsted yarn. I use worsted yarn and it actually feels kind of nice on my skin, so I think this is kind of nice, so just use that, or Aran of some sort. You'll also need a 6 or 7 millimeter hook. I went right down in the middle. I used a 6.5 millimeter hook, a darning needle, and a pair of scissors. I actually went ahead and made two different ones, one for the tutorial, which is this gray one, another one that was in burgundy, and they both look really good. So I would say that any color really works. I would maybe refrain from using some type of like kind of mixed color. A uniform, something like this is a little bit nicer just because you won't see kind of like the weird kind of like overlapping of different colors, but that's totally up to you. But without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial and let's learn this pattern together. Hey everybody, welcome to the tutorial. So I'm going to be using this dark gray for the tutorial just because it shows up a little bit better on this black surface than the burgundy kind of reddish color that I'm using for the actual final product. I'm using a 6.5 millimeter hook. It's kind of right in between 6 and 7. So I figured, you know, why not? Let's be quirky. So firstly, you have to chain 208. And for those of you who have watched a lot of my videos, I can't count past 20, so this is going to take a little bit of time, but you know what, let's just tough it out, let's just finish this up, and I will meet you back here when we're done. Hallelujah! 208. That took forever. Next step, we need to treble crochet in the 4th chain from your hook, so count carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your 4th chain. So just remember that treble crochet, you need to yarn over twice, so once and twice before going into the loop. Pull, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's try it again. 2 loops, so you have 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. One last time, over the hook twice, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is your treble crochet. You need to finish to the end of this, and there are 204 of these. So we just did 3. Let's keep on going then, shall we? And we are back after doing a huge amount of treble crochets. Hopefully by the time you guys have finished at least this one here, that you guys can now memorize treble crochets. We're going to move on to row 2. Row 2, starting off, you're going to work 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3. After that, you will treble crochet in the next crochet. So right here, treble crochet. Alright, so after that you will chain 2 and you will skip 3. 1, 2, 3. You will double crochet in here, double crochet. You will chain 5, chain 5, skip 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet here. After that, you will chain 2, and then you will skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And then for this one here, you are going to 5 treble crochet in this stitch. So 5 treble crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you are starting a shell here, and before that you have just a couple of kind of like nice kind of spaces. Let's do this again one more time together. So we are going to chain 2, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet here, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, double crochet in here, chain 2, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 5 treble crochet here. That's 3, 4, and 5. So we've done 2 rounds of this. This is what it looks like right now. So you should have chain 2 space, chain 5 space, chain 2 space, shell, a 5 treble crochet, 2, 5, 2, and then another shell. So you get to the end, and then once you get to the very end, just make sure that you finish only with 3 treble crochets in the last treble crochet at the very end there. So continue to repeat this pattern, and then at the very end we will finish together and then start on the next row. I am at the end of row 2. So this is the shell. I am going to chain 2, and then I'm going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet here, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then skip 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet in here. And this is where the pattern is a little bit confusing. So they say repeat from the asterisk to the asterisk until you get to the very end, and then just put 3 treble crochets at the very end. So if you get to the very end, if you look here, you're already at the very end. So essentially you are not going to be doing the 5 treble crochets at the very end, because you're going to skip 3, and this is your last treble crochet right here. So here is where you put in your last 3 treble crochets. So you're not going to do the 5 and then 3, if that makes sense. You're just going to do the 3 at the very end here. So that's just the first of a couple of things that I found kind of weirdly worded in this pattern, but you know, no big. We figured it out. So you know, that is the end of row 2. So let's reset and let's get to row 3. Welcome back to row 3. Number 1, you work 1 turning chain, so 1, and this will act as a 1 chain and treble crochet, you'll see. And then after that you chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. After that we will treble crochet in the next treble crochet, so right here. So treble crochet here. All right, and then we will chain 1. After that, we will treble crochet in the next treble crochet. Like that. So essentially you're just doubling up the crochet like this. As you can see, it's kind of fanning out here. It'll be easier once we get to here. All right, let's keep on going. After that, we will chain 2. And we will double crochet into this chain 5 area here. So essentially what you're doing is you're double crocheting and you're just gonna put it around the chain 5. Like you're not gonna put it actually in one of the chains itself. You're just gonna be wrapping it around kind of like this here, like that. All right. After that, you will chain 2 again, and then you will treble crochet in the first treble crochet here of the 5 that you did before in your starting shell. After that, you will chain 1, treble crochet in the next treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet again, chain another 1, treble crochet, chain 1, and last treble crochet. So that's what you have right now. You're just expanding your shell. The ending doesn't work very well, obviously, because you don't have all 5 of them, but that's essentially what you're doing here. You're just kind of making the shell bigger. Let's do this repeat pattern one more time together, and then I will let you guys off to work on it yourself. So we're at the beginning of it, so you chain 2. In the chain 5 space from before, you will do 1 double crochet, like so. Chain 2. And then you will go to your shell and treble crochet here, chain 1, treble crochet in the next one, chain 1, treble crochet in the next one, chain 1, treble crochet, chain 1, last of 5 treble crochets. So if I fan this out, that's what you have right now. That's what you're doing. All right, so get to the end here, and I will meet you at the very end to finish off this row. Welcome to the end of row 2. So chain 2, double crochet in here, chain 2, and then we get to this really happy ending part here. So we should be right here. And what you're going to be doing here is, at the very, very end, you're supposed to put in 3 treble crochets on the last stitch and working a chain between each of them. So essentially what you're happening here is that you're supposed to kind of get to here, and you're going to treble crochet like this, and chain 1, treble crochet again, oops, chain 1, and treble crochet one last time. Like that. And that, my friends, is the end of your 3rd row. Let's move on to the next row. Onwards we go to row 4. This part of the pattern was super confusing when I was reading it, but I kind of deciphered it, so I'm going to explain it to you in my words, and hopefully this will help you better understand what they want you to do for this part here. So let's start off. We are going to work 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that, you will 1 treble crochet in the first treble crochet, which is here, this one right there. So not this one, this one. So treble crochet, after that, you are going to chain 2. After, you're going to yarn over, insert in this here, pull through, so you have 3 here, yarn over, pull through just 2. So you are left with 2 on your hook, yarn over, and this part here, they want you to actually connect it with this here, right there. So you have 3 here, you are going to go all the way over here and enter this one here, the beginning of this shell. Not the shell that you're working on, but the next one. Alright, after that you should have 4 on your hook, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the rest. So this is where the pattern was just really super confusing, because I was reading it and I was like, this should not be this hard. This pattern is not that difficult. And this was the one step that made everything sound like it was really confusing. So I'm going to work another one for you again. So you have this here. After that, you will chain 2. Essentially, you're chaining 2 for every treble crochet. You're just kind of expanding that shell. So you will treble crochet. This is part where it says next treble crochet. Chain 2, and then the pattern just asks you to treble crochet in the 3rd one right here. Chain 2, and then treble crochet in the 4th. So essentially what you're doing is this connective thing here is combining your 5th one into your 1st one here. So that first treble crochet is already being eaten by the connecting pattern you're using here. Then you do treble crochet here, and then treble crochet third, fourth. Once you get to the fourth, you will chain 2 again, and you will do the yarn over. So yarn over, hook in the 5th treble crochet, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and then move to the next shell. Insert your hook there, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. And that's what's happening right there. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense than what the pattern was saying, because I took an hour trying to decipher exactly what they were trying to get at when I was working on this pattern. So I'm just going to jump to the end of this shell, and then we'll do this one last time, and then I will leave you to finish off this row. Alright, chain 2, yarn over, through the 5th treble crochet, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, move to the next shell. Oops, I missed my yarn over, move to the next shell, through, so you have 4, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. So if I were to kind of leave this out like this, as you can see, it's connecting. That is the connecting piece right there. That is what you're doing. That is what the pattern is asking you to do. Unfortunately, it just wasn't worded very clearly, at least in my experience or in my perspective. It was a little bit unclear, but hopefully this makes sense for you guys. Finish off this. I will meet you at the end of this row. We have come to the end of this row. So where I am at is, I am at the chain 2, and then yarn over, loop through, chain the 5th treble crochet. So this is the part where you're supposed to connect with the next treble crochet over here on the shell. So you connect over here, like that. And then at the end here, they ask you, once you get to the end, make sure you end with a treble crochet, chain 2, treble crochet. So it says, pretty much here, you have a treble crochet, chain 2, treble crochet. So here, and you have your treble crochet, then your chain 2, and then lastly, you have your treble crochet right here. Come on, there you go. So that's the entire thing done. There you go. And that is row 4. So what you have right now is just some really nice shells here. And the thing about the ending here is that it'll even out because you're going to be adding a row of treble crochets all the way around after. So don't worry if it looks a little bit lumpy or whatever, it'll look fine. So let's move on to row 5, and then that will be all of our rows. And then after, you just have to repeat all your rows. So for row 5, essentially what you're doing is you're just doing the entire kind of 204 treble crochets on top again. So I am going to take the liberty of just doing kind of what I just did down here, where we started off with a chain 3 for the treble crochet, and then we did the treble crochets all the way across. So that's what I'm actually going to be doing, just to fit the, like what we're doing right now. 1, 2, the chain 3, and then let's treble crochet 3 times into the chain 2 space. I think it just looks a lot nicer, right? It looks a lot more straight. So I am going to do this. I'm literally just going to be copying what we did down here, where, remember, we chained 208 and then we went back to the 4th stitch. So we ate 3 stitches for the ending here. So I'm going to do the 3 here, and I'm just going to go 204 across, and then we'll still have the same effect. So after that, then pretty much all you have to do is just repeat this 2 to 5, rows 2 to 5, twice, and then you're going to finish off. So I'm going to finish this row, And then I'm going to repeat 2 to 5 twice, and then we'll come back to this. We will do the joining, and we will work on this together until we finish it. So finish off your treble crochets. Remember, you want 3 in each of these chain 2 spaces. So this thing right here, the connective thing that you worked on, that is not a chain 2 space. The chain 2 spaces are the ones that are in between the treble crochets that you were working on the previous row. Welcome back. So I finished 2 repeats of the 2 to 5. So if you were to do 3 of them, this would be obviously a lot wider, but I stopped here because I wanted to show you guys the next step. So I've cut my yarn here and I've fastened it off. I've finished my row 5 here. And what they want you to do is go back to the very beginning, but instead of starting right here at the very beginning, you're going to go all the way back here on the other end. And you're going to start your row 2 here. And that's what they mean. So flipping it to where your chain 208 used to be, that's where you're going to be starting again. You're going to be doing your rows 2 to 5 here. And something to keep in mind when you're doing your like chain 2, double crochet, chain 5, double crochet, that row, you can match it actually by looking at where your double crochets were before. So you see it's right here. This is my first double crochet. You can actually just put it there. So it matches. This is the chain 5 right here, double crochet, and it's right in between these two, so you can just put it right there. And then you do that there. So why don't we actually do that together? So we are going to join our yarn here. And I honestly don't see why you need like a really long tail for this. I just like having a long tail because I'm used to having a lot of wiggle room just in case I screw up. But chain 3 as what your row 2 says. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then treble crochet in the next treble crochet here. When you're using, when you're doing the pattern here on the chain 208, it'll feel weird because you only really have 1 loop to work with, but that's normal. That's just kind of how it is. Chain 2, and then double crochet. So remember, this is where our double crochet is. That's where we want to be. If you really want to count, you can, but I'm just gonna follow kind of where I put all my double crochets in. After that, chain 5. And then right here is where my double crochet was. So I'm going to put in a double crochet right here. After chain 2. And then right here is where my 5 treble crochets are. So I'm going to join right here. So essentially what you're doing is you're just matching kind of where your double crochets and your treble crochets are. And I think that just looks a little bit more even, and it looks a little bit more nice since you're kind of mirroring the effect on the other side. But that's what they want you to do. To start from here and then do rows 2 to 5 and then repeat it however many times. Since I've only done 2 repeats on the bottom end, I'm going to do 2 here. So I'm going to finish that off, and then I will meet you guys back when we do the border around the entire project. And welcome to the end part of this project. I only did 2 repeats on each end just so that I can finish it up so you guys can see the end part where we do the last treble crochets just to finish off the kind of ends and everything. Now in the pattern they actually ask you to just go all the way around the entire scarf with treble crochets so that you have like, you know, not just 1 row of them here but 2, but I actually don't like how it looked, so I tweaked it a little bit. I'm going to show you what I did. So essentially what I did was, this is the end of your row 5, these treble crochets here. Essentially what I did was, every single time there was kind of like a space on this kind of edge here, I would put in 3 treble crochets. So as you can see here, with this little space here, you just finish your last 3. I'm gonna add 3 more here. So 1, 2, 3. All right, and then what I did was I would add 3 here. So the reason why I added 3 is because you're doing 3 all the way through, and I figured that would be kind of, you know, even for everything. So you would do 3 in this space as well. That's 2. And 3. There you go. And what I did was I went all the way down and I tweaked the pattern at the very, very bottom. So I'm gonna finish this here and then I'll meet you at the very bottom and then I'll show you what I did to kind of change and alter the pattern a little bit. I think it looks really, really good, but this is just an option if you guys think that my alterations on this looks good. You guys can do it or just do exactly what they ask you to do. But I'm gonna finish putting 3 in each one of these spaces and I'll meet you at the very bottom when I get there. We are at the ends. So I just finished going 3 treble crochets in each of these spaces here. And this is the lengthwise treble crochet. What I'm gonna do here is, if you look at this bunch here, there's 3 treble crochets, and then this was like your kind of like chain 3 at the very beginning, so that you actually technically quote unquote have 4. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put 2 treble crochets here in this space that's left over. So 1 treble crochet, 2 treble crochets, and instead of going all the way around and then going and adding like a double layer of treble crochets, I'm actually going to go to the top of this treble crochet. So I'm going to go to here and I'm going to slip stitch through it. So essentially what you do is you have 6 here. So it kind of just evens out because that's what you did earlier on this end here, where at the end you just had 6 here. I'm also doing 6 here. What you do after then is you would cut this off and then kind of weave in the ends and stuff. And then, as you can see, you just have 1 layer of treble crochets going around rather than just having 1 and then double here. I think it looks a lot better like this, just so that I think it really just blends in really nicely like that. But that's kind of the thing that I would do just to alter this pattern a little bit. I just didn't really like the 1 all the way around, just because it doubles up the treble crochets and it doesn't make it very even. It doesn't look even. And I really like that. I'm very OCD when it comes to that. But that's essentially what I'm doing here. I'm gonna cut this off, weave it, and then do the other end. But essentially, you're done this project. Congratulations. I hope it turned out really, really pretty. And yeah, let's finish off this video. Welcome back. I hope you guys had a really fun time learning how to make this really, really awesome scarf. The pattern for me was a little bit hard to read and understand, but I hope that this video really helped you to understand what they really want you to do. If you guys have any comments or anything, please put suggestions below, comment, like, subscribe, do all those things, and make sure you tune in to the next episode of Crochet Impossible. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys around later. Bye-bye.